Hey everybody, greetings again. Tonight I'm going to make some pork egg rolls. I'm going to make them basically from scratch, except the egg roll wrappers I didn't make. But what we're going to do, I'm going to start off with some fresh pork. We're going to grind it up, saute it off. While that's cooking, we're going to put all the other ingredients together, okay? So first things first, we'll go ahead and cut off a little bit of this pork off of this Boston butt. Enough to get us some nice fresh pork. And we'll cut some off of this end. We'll cut some strips so it'll go in the meat grinder and go down and grind up real easy. I'm using the coarse blade on this. I don't want it to be real fine. I like it to be a little bit chunky. I think that'll be enough. That ought to be enough pork for us. I'll put this here in the pot. Put this out of the way. Okay. We'll start grinding some fresh pork. I think that'll be enough. We'll go ahead and move this out of the way. Okay. Put this off to the side. Go ahead and move our skillet a little closer, a little 8-inch skillet. Okay. Put a little bit of oil in it. Drop our pork right in. It's already hot and sizzling for us. We'll add a little salt and pepper. There we go. Go ahead and let that cook off. Brown up for us. Okay, we're going to leave that like that, okay? Now what I'm going to do, I'll be right back. Alrighty. I got how many? Maybe 3 or 6 stalks of green onions, fresh green onions. Go ahead and chop them up. Now, one thing I didn't shred myself is the carrots. So we got the carrots, shredded carrots I bought at the store. We'll go ahead and put them in the bowl. We're going to go ahead and put this green onion in the bowl. I got some fresh cabbage. Slice this rather thin. this one. I think that ought to be enough. Stir up our pork. I really like it when it's grinded up, kind of large like this. Gives you a nice chunk when you're biting into your egg roll. Okay. Throw the cabbage up and ready. Okay. Now, I've got about a teaspoon of sesame seed oil we're going to pour in. A little bit of that. Have a teaspoon of black pepper. About a teaspoon of salt, or your sea salt on that. Now what I got here is some fresh ginger. This is about 1.5 inches, and this is probably about a 1/2 inch. So say about 2 inches of fresh ginger peeled. And I'm just going to slice it up kind of thin. And then give it a chop. Throw that ginger in there. I got some fresh garlic. Let me keep stirring this pork. It's almost done. What we need it for. I got about 5 or 6 cloves of garlic. Had to cut into smaller pieces because this chamber in this garlic press really isn't that large. We're going to go ahead and do some pressing. Put a couple more in. Keep pressing. Some more in. Keep pressing. You got that pressed. Okay, get that out of the way. Let's toss this up while we're waiting for the meat. Here's what I think we're going to do to be safe. Get a larger bowl. That's what we need to do. I'm making a mess. about done. Move the oil over a little bit. What we'll do is just drain some of this pork, sprinkle that, and go ahead and shut this off. Of course, we don't want all this fat from this pork. Even though the pork is fresh and it's good, you certainly don't want all that fat in it. But what this is going to do, that hot pork is going to help wilt the cabbage and the carrots just a little bit. Some people cook their filling. I don't. Because when it drops in this grease that's about 330, 340 degrees, it's going to do a fair amount of cooking. All that steam and heat on the inside is certainly going to help cook the cabbage and the carrots. Okay. There we go. Got almost all of it. I don't want to waste anything. You know, food is a blessing. Okay. That's that for them. Let me put this off to the side. Okay. Then we do a good little mix. The meat. Like I said, the heat of the meat really is going to wilt the carrots. They're wilting already. It's not too hot to burn my hand, but it's definitely wilting the carrots and the cabbage just about how I like it. Okay. Go ahead and just wipe some of this mess down that I made over here. Okay. Be right back. Alrighty. Now we can start rolling our egg rolls. Move this over a little bit closer. Clean it up. Okay, now what I got here, I got the egg rolls. Lay out a few. Oops. Come on out of there. I'll do 3. Okay. 4 and 5 for now. But what I got here, I do have a little egg wash. I'm going to go ahead and hit the edges a little bit. Just hit them all right now. That way they're done. Go ahead and load these things up and have us some egg rolls tonight. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to taste it for you, but I know they'll be delicious. Okay, set that off to the side. Just going to use those hands. Okay, that should be okay. Roll it on in on the end. Roll this end in. If you got a little bit too much, pull it, get it out of your way. There's our first egg roll. Okay. Grab another one. I'm not going to put quite so much in this one. Okay? Something like that. Okay? You can go ahead, you can do it that way, or you can turn it in like this and roll it up. Okay? And you got an egg roll. We'll do another one. Like this. Whoops. Tuck it in. Fold it over. Fold it over. And there you go. Okay? Let's go ahead and do these two more. And that ought to be enough to drop in the grease. Okay? Roll this up. Fold it over. Go ahead and roll it up. Okay? Okay. Fold it in. Try to tuck it a little. Fold it over. Roll it up. Oop, a little piece of cabbage trying to get away. Whoops! Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna drop them in. He's sizzling already. Oops. Get this one a little tighter. And that's the first one I made. I put a little bit too much filling in it. I want to tighten them up. Okay. Bottom, sometimes they like to turn over on their own. First one. Whoops, before I drop it. Here we go. Here you go, folks. Some nice looking egg rolls, I think. They smell delicious. Absolutely delicious. That's enough for this. I'm going to go ahead and let these cool. And I'm going to roll up the rest of these off camera. Anyway, listen, I appreciate you stopping by. Appreciate your time. You have a good night.